On the streets, the early morning sunlight radiated with vibrant energy. Because it was early, the traffic was sparse. A beautiful girl with light purple hair sat in the car, scrolling through information on her phone. The current hot search headlines reported that Zuo Yu and megastar Han were photographed together entering a hotel and not leaving all night. Below were many comments cursing her as a shameless seductress and homewrecker. Zuo Yu sighed. She was speechless. Because it was always these kinds of hot searches. Couldn't they switch to some new topics? She typed something and then pressed the post button. Zuo Yu posted a photo of herself giving the middle finger, along with the caption, "Some people only know how to curse me. Do you even know how good I am in bed?" She cleverly added, "I can lie in bed without eating or drinking for a whole day." The post quickly gained a lot of attention. Manager Lin, sitting in the front, reminded her, "All right, don't pay attention to these comments. Unscrupulous reporters will post clickbait articles for traffic. Go to the hospital for a checkup first. I'll handle the PR for this." Zuo Yu obediently listened to her manager. Okay, I won't read anymore. In her mind, she thought that they were just anti-fans and couldn't be considered opponents anyway. At People's Hospital of City B, Manager Lin completed the procedures for her to go straight to the clinic on the 3rd floor. Zuo Yun's footsteps moved quickly through the hospital. She wore glasses, a hat, and a mask, covering her face completely, and she was dressed in ordinary clothes. "Next patient," the clinic called out. The voice was male. "Zuo, you thought it would be a female doctor. Had she misheard?" Zuo Yu reached for the doorknob and opened it. Stepping inside, she saw a male doctor wearing a mask, looking at a medical record. The moment their eyes met, Zuo Yu stood there, dazed, as if she had lost her soul, because she recognized this doctor. The male doctor pondered and asked her, "What's your name?" Zuo Yu stepped forward, stammering timidly, Zuo Yu." In her mind she was thinking, could it really be him? Why does he look so familiar? Shi Nianqing. He was her crush from 3rd grade, Zuo. At this moment, Shi Nianqing also froze, looking up at her when he heard the familiar name. Zuo. Soon after, he asked her what was wrong. Zuo Yu honestly replied, pointing to her chest and explaining, "It doesn't feel too good here. I touched a hard lump." She suddenly remembered hearing that after graduating from Peking University he went to study abroad. This person probably isn't him. The doctor asked to do a quick checkup, then stood up and told her to follow him to the bed to lie down for a bit. Zuo Yu quickly and obediently replied, "Okay." The doctor, from behind the curtain, coldly said, "Take off your bra." At that moment, Zuo Yu felt like she was frozen in place upon hearing that her bra had to come off, but because she was there for a medical examination, she still obediently complied, reaching inside to unfasten her bra. Her face flushed with embarrassment, and her whole body felt hot. She didn't know what to do next. Was he going to touch her breasts with his own hands, with those slender, clean hands of his? Just thinking about it, she could only blame herself for having such ridiculous thoughts. The doctor behind the curtain told her to lift her shirt up. Then he used his hand to hold a specialized medical device to examine Zuo Yu's breasts, but she had imagined it was his fingers. Zuo Yu closed her eyes tightly because she found the experience too stimulating. Her breathing was completely unstable. Her face was flustered and bewildered in this awkward situation. The doctor seemed to sense the patient Zuo Yu's tension and quickly said, "You don't need to hold your breath, just breathe normally." Hearing this, Zuo Yu sighed in relief and relaxed her body. After the examination, the doctor turned away and told her to clean herself up. Then he tossed her a medical tissue. Zuo Yu felt like this doctor was such a scumbag, doing what he wanted and then leaving. Zuo Yu stared at the doctor's computer screen and listened to him explain, "Your condition is a lack of pain sensation, the fibrous glands are normal, the test results are negative, and no other changes have been detected." This result made Zuo Yu happy, and she repeatedly thanked the doctor. The doctor continued to instruct her. But tumors don't just appear on their own like this. You need to balance work and rest, pay attention to nutrition and diet, and avoid using supplements that contain hormones. Also, your weight is below standard, you're too thin. Zuo Yu listened attentively and put on her mask. "Yes, I understand the situation. What's your name? Can I have your contact information so it's easier to communicate?" The doctor, who was holding a pen to complete the medical record, suddenly paused. He reached up and took off his mask and said, "Zuo Yu, do you not remember who you wrote 120 love letters to back in high school?" Facing the doctor who had taken off his mask, Zuo Yu's eyes widened in disbelief. She suddenly froze, unable to speak. She couldn't believe that he was actually Shi Nianqing, her old crush from high school. After returning from the clinic, she felt like a lifeless person. She didn't expect Tang Aining to still remember her, but what was with the 120 love letters? How embarrassing. Manager Lin saw Zuo Yu looking like a walking corpse and asked what was wrong. What are you doing? If you keep banging your head against the wall like that, you'll make a hole in it. Manager Lin guessed that the doctor had done something to her in the room. Zuo, you quickly denied it, and just then, a male figure walked in. She explained to Sister Lin, "Oh my god, how could that be? I was just recognized. That's all. Let me tell you, that doctor is my fan." Zuo Yu shamelessly blurted out lies, unaware that Tang Ai-ning was standing right behind her. "Even though he's handsome, I was too shy to ask for his phone number, really. He loves me but doesn't know how to say it, doesn't know how to call me baby. Does he need me to teach him mouth to mouth?" Behind these excuses was the truth that Zuo Yu had asked for his phone number, but he hadn't given it to her. While she was rambling on, a cough came from behind, ahem, causing her to freeze. She immediately recognized Tang Ai-ning's familiar voice, unable to believe that he was also in the elevator. Tang Ai-ning was so shocked that he stumbled into Manager Lin. Manager Lin encouraged her, "Since it's like that, just go ask for his phone number. After all, he's your fan." The elevator started moving and arrived at the first floor. The current scene made Zuo, "You want to disappear into the ground out of embarrassment?" As soon as the elevator doors opened, she rushed out like a madwoman. Manager Lin didn't understand why she was in such a hurry. Only Tang Ai-ning remained calmly in the elevator, watching her retreating figure. His eyes were suddenly drawn to something. Looking down, he saw a memory card that had fallen near the elevator door. The manager and Zuo. "You were in the car returning from the hospital." The manager asked why she had run so fast earlier. "Anyone who didn't know better would think you were being chased by a ghost." Zuo Yu was too embarrassed to look directly at Manager Lin to answer, "Because I almost had to fly to that city, I was running because I was afraid of missing the flight." Zuo, "You sat in the car, looking out the window at the streets." Then she turned back inside and looked at her phone. It turned out she was searching for his information on the hospital website. "I didn't expect him to still be so amazing, still pursuing the path he wanted to go, and reaching a level that ordinary people can hardly keep up with." Tang Ai-ning was 29 years old, a surgeon, a doctor of medicine, and currently a doctor at the People's Hospital. Reading this, she suddenly realized something was wrong. If he's a surgeon, why was he seeing patients in the breast department? Tang Ai-ning is currently the chief surgeon in the surgery department at the People's Hospital, graduated from Benita University, and studied at the Institute of Medicine in the United States. His working appearance is also very handsome, captivating someone. Sister Lin turned to ask her, "Zuo, what are you doing? You're drooling." The manager reminded her, "What are you looking at? Look at yourself. Is it appropriate for a beautiful girl to look at her phone and smile lewdly like that, Zuo?" You wiped her mouth and replied, "There's no drool." Sister Lin remembered something important and asked her, "Right, while we have time in the car now, quickly copy the new script from the USB onto the computer so you can watch it on the plane later." Zuo, you looked for the USB in her bag and realized it was nowhere to be found. Manager Lin also looked again. "That can't be lost. Before filming starts, it's confidential information." "This is terrible. It's really lost. I'm afraid I wasn't careful when I left the door and lost it somewhere." The manager will also find a way to solve it. Her job is to prepare to attend the conference the day after tomorrow. Zuo, you recalled the moment she rushed into the elevator. She might have dropped it there. 2 hours later, Zuo Yun's plane landed as the sky turned dark. At the large villa in Honey Lake District, a luxury car pulled up. The door was opened by a slender, delicate hand. Zuo Yu opened the door, took off her shoes, and stepped inside, still focused on her phone. She had a missed call. It was a number from the capital. Unfamiliar, probably a wrong number. The night was dark, with a crescent moon peeking through the sky. Zuo Yu's slender legs were relaxing comfortably. Her face was flushed red from the hot steam in the bathtub. The fair body of the celebrity Zuo Yu was soaking and relaxing in a bathtub full of white petals. Zuo Yu took the opportunity to put on a face mask to enjoy this relaxing moment, when suddenly, a notification came from her phone. Opening her phone, there was a message from a strange number. "You dropped something, and it's with me. Come get it when you're free. I'm Xinyan Qing." This message was like a bolt of lightning, startling Zuo Yu so much that even her face mask cracked. She tried to take a deep, long breath. Then she immediately used her phone to call him. The other end picked up. "Hello, is this Xinyan Qing? This is Zuo Yu." Just hearing his voice made her face as red as a tomato. The two of them talked about the USB drive Zuo Yu dropped, and Xinyan Qing picked up. Xinyan Qing asked when she had time to come get it, but Zuo Yu wanted to send a shipper to pick it up because she couldn't come in person right now. Xinyan Qing was sitting in his car talking on the phone with her. "It's okay, just send me the address. If there's nothing else, I'll hang up now." Zuo Yu, who was still talking, slipped on the bathroom floor. Her whole body lost its balance, and fell to the ground with a thump. Even the phone fell out. Shi Nianqing asked if she had fallen. Zuo Yu, in pain with tears welling up in her eyes, said, "This damn floor, I just finished showering and slipped as I was coming out. It hurts like hell." Shi Nianqing sounded a bit worried. "Where did you fall? Do you need me to help you call an ambulance?" Zuo Yu replied embarrassedly, "No need, I just fell on my butt, no, I fell on my hip, that's all." The other end of the phone was silent after hearing that. She really didn't understand what kind of deadly silent moment this was, happening N times in one day. Shi Nianqing guided her. "Try to stand up slowly first, and see if your body can move," Zuo Yu politely replied. "I've already stood up, there's nothing to worry about." "That's all, Doctor. Thank you, I'm hanging up now." She really admired herself. Just talking on the phone made her feel embarrassed in front of him. She had to attend a film press conference tomorrow night, and she didn't know what clothes she could wear in this condition. Her elbow was bruised from the fall. A message from Shi Nianqing popped up, reminding her to send him her address to send the USB drive. He also reminded her to apply some medicine, to go to the hospital for a CT scan tomorrow, and to call him any time if she didn't feel well. Reading these messages from Dr. Ji made her feel like he was concerned about her, but she immediately dismissed that thought, thinking she was overthinking. He was a doctor, and she was a patient, so it was normal for him to worry about her. The next morning, at Zuo Yu's private villa, the girl who usually took care of Zuo Yu's meals brought breakfast. At this moment, Zuo Yu yawned and walked down the stairs in pink pajamas. The girl quickly asked, "Madam, have you seen today's news? A truck driver had an accident and was hit by a falling metal pipe. It was terrible." Zuo Yu sat down at the table. "That's serious. How is the person now? Were they saved?" The girl set out the food for Zuo Yu and said, "The situation is unclear, but it looks critical. The metal pipe was huge and long." The girl quickly noticed the injury on Zuo Yu's arm and worriedly said, "Wait, what happened to you? Let's go to the hospital immediately, Zuo. You waved it off. By the time I get to the hospital, it will have healed on its own." Unbelievable. Madam used to say she wanted to be a delicate and fragile female celebrity, but what celebrity is this strong? The phone rang, and the caller was Manager Lin. As soon as she answered, she heard the manager cursing. "That bastard Han Cheng, is he doing this on purpose? How dare he say those things online, Zuo?" "You didn't understand, so Sister Lin told her to check the information online." Zuo Yu opened her phone and saw Emperor Han Cheng's explanation post. "Indeed, Ms. Zuo is very captivating, but we are just normal friends. We accidentally met at the hotel and were photographed. Please don't misunderstand." What a jerk. Saying it like that will only make people misunderstand even more. Zuo Yu calmly typed a comment. "Captivating what? Do I look like a prostitute to you?" The assistant girl quickly ran to her. "Madam, what are you doing? Why are you trending on Hot Search again?" Zuo Yu was still focused on typing. Zuo Yun's typing speed was truly terrifying. Zuo Yu commented, "Hotel my ass." Another person replied, "Why are you cursing? Is this the quality of a third-tier star?" Other comments started to appear, saying that women like Zuo Yu were evil and laughing like pigs. It was the pinnacle of cursing. Zuo Yu confidently grasped the situation, rejecting cyber violence. On the Weibo hot search list, besides information about her, there was also information about the capital city People's Hospital. Zuo Yu paused slightly. Isn't this the hospital where Shi Nianqing works? She suddenly compared the two of them and thought, how different they are. Perhaps someone as busy as him wouldn't see the negative hot search about her on Weibo. At the People's Hospital, the operating room concluded a long surgery. The patient's family thanked the doctor profusely, while Shi Nianqing tiredly took off his glasses. Only then did he remove his mask, his face drenched in sweat. The deputy director came over. "Shi Nianqing, you've worked hard. Also, there's something to inform you. Shen City is about to host an international medical conference. Your 2 papers at the press conference won awards, so they invited you to speak." The deputy director reached out and massaged Shi Nianqing's shoulders in consolation. "I'm informing you about this a bit urgently. It's a bit sudden. Now quickly go home and pack a bit, and then depart at 6 o'clock tonight." Shi Nianqing looked at the medical record and thought for a moment. He's also going to Shen City, and she's there too. If he calls a shipper now, it'll be too late. Amidst the evening sky at Shen City Airport, the plane broadcasted a farewell to the passengers upon landing. Shi Nianqing arrived in Shen City that evening. A colleague at the hospital sent him a message. "Lao Shi, quickly look, you're trending on Hot Search. This afternoon, there were reporters who came to interview at the hospital. It's a pity the main surgeon wasn't there, so the assistant surgeon and the dean went to accept the interview." Shi Nianqing thought it was all the same who went. He saved people and didn't care about these things. Shi Nianqing also noticed that Zuo Yun's name appeared on the hot search. Shi Nianqing paid a little attention, then put on a slightly dazed look. After that, he didn't say anything more. and no one knew what he was thinking besides the author. At a luxurious film press conference with a large crowd, fans and reporters appeared in large numbers. Celebrities and idols also gradually appeared and entered the press conference. A luxury car parked in front of the press conference. All the cameras turned towards it, not knowing who was appearing with such a grand entrance. Everyone was also attracted by the appearance of this person. The security guard quickly opened the car door. Stepping out of the car door, a pair of legs wearing sparkling, sequined high heels stepped onto the red carpet. Zuo Yu appeared in a sparkling and seductive purple sequin dress, showing off every curve of her body. Everyone cheered for her beauty, cameras continuously capturing every moment of Zuo. There's no denying the beauty of this celebrity. Her appearance is enough to make everyone look up in admiration. The cameras clicked and flashed incessantly. Zuo Yu posed and signed autographs at the press conference. Anqi stood by, a look of jealousy on her face. Clearly she was just a supporting actress, number 3 on the call sheet. Yet the dress she wore today was something even Anqi herself couldn't get access to order. Just what was Zuo Yu's background? Reporters swarmed Zuo Yu, bombarding her with questions. Zuo Ji, there are rumors circulating online recently about you and Film Emperor Han. What do you think about this? Are you really interfering in Film Emperor Han's marriage? Seeing Zuo Yu surrounded and hounded by reporters, Anqi smirked to herself, thinking, idiot, who told you to wear such a flashy dress? Perfect timing to shield me from the heat. Zuo Yu glanced at her, seeing through her intentions. Want to watch me make a fool of myself? Dream on. Amidst the barrage of personal questions from the reporters, Zuo Yu simply smoothed her hair and replied, oh, you think the dress I'm wearing is beautiful? Thank you. The reporter was speechless, reminding her, no, I'm talking about the matter between you and Film Emperor Han. Zuo Yu refused to back down, displaying her acting talent. Could it be that you don't think this dress is beautiful? The reporter tried to speak, but she cut them off. This is a custom-made dress. Only those in the industry know whether it's beautiful or not. Whether you can get it depends on your skills. As Zuo Yu spoke, she glanced at Anqi, infuriating her. Late at night in Shen City, though it was late, the lights still shone brightly. Exhausted, Zuo Yu changed clothes and returned to the guest. Kusekmai, finally, it's over, I'm dead tired. Her eyes lit up when she saw someone. It was Han Li Cheng, the popular film emperor who was caught in a scandal with her. He leaned against the wall, smoking a cigarette. She didn't understand why he was here. Zuo Yu wanted to ignore him, lest he spread more rumors online. It was better not to get involved with this kind of greasy man. She walked directly past him, but he reached out and stopped her. Annoyed, Zuo Yu asked, what do you want? Film Emperor Han turned to her and said, scared, I was standing here waiting for a friend who knew we'd be so fated to meet a big star here. Zuo Yu didn't want to talk to him, replying perfunctorily, oh, so, can I go now? He deliberately blocked her way. What if I say no? She turned to him with a look of contempt, taunting. A good dog doesn't block the way. Han Li Cheng leaned down, reaching out to touch her face. Even when you're cursing someone, you're still so attractive. Do you want a lead role in my next project? Just for tonight? As he made his intentions clear, Zuo Yu instinctively grabbed his hand, then directly threw him to the ground. She replied with disdain. Didn't you understand? I said. A good dog doesn't block the way. He seemed to only know that Zuo Yu was a famous star, but he didn't know that she had studied martial arts since she was young and was a red belt. Then, Zuo Yu smoothly turned and warned him. Film Emperor Han doesn't need to worry about my affairs. We're not compatible at all, he said in pain and anger. Zuo Yu, just you wait. His threatening words made Zuo Yu, who was walking, suddenly stop. Who did she think she was? Pretending to be so virtuous, he knew who her sugar daddy was. Thinking he had successfully intimidated her, he continued, I have some hot gossip from a friend. A year ago, you and a 70-year-old man were photographed entering and leaving a hotel overseas. As long as there's money, is there anything you wouldn't dare to do, Zuo? He turned around and teased him with a smile. That's right. Even if he's 70 years old, he's still my old baby. You wouldn't even be worthy of carrying his shoes. Being splashed with cold water, he was so angry he couldn't speak. Anqi also appeared at this moment. Jelly Cheng, Zuo Yu, what are you two doing? Seeing Anqi appear, Han Li Cheng suppressed his pain and slowly stood up, acting like a victim as he scolded her. Zuo Yu, I didn't expect you to be such a person, wanting to seduce me just to get the lead role. Anqi and some others were surprised to hear this. Really? Is that true? He continued to lie, saying that Zuo Yu liked him and wanted to be with him. When he didn't agree, she grabbed his clothes. This woman was crazy for fame. Zuo Yu, choked with anger, cursed him. Your acting skills are truly top-notch. And she, who already disliked her, took advantage of the situation and questioned her. Zuo Yu, how could you treat Han like that? If you want to be famous, you should rely on your skills. Why would you try to seduce an emperor of film? She turned to scold her. Shut your mouth. It's clearly him who harassed me, but you believe everything he says. I happen to know a pretty good doctor. How about I introduce you for an eye exam? An Qi and everyone there believed that film emperor Han was a senior and wouldn't lie. So what if he's a senior? Just because he's the emperor of film, everything he says is believable. Everyone seemed to believe him more than her. Finally, she understood. Even if they knew the truth, these people would only help that bastard, because he was the high and mighty emperor of film, Zuo. Yu stood still, her hands clenched tightly in frustration, but one day she believed they would pay the price. The door next to the hallway suddenly opened. A tall and extremely handsome man appeared and walked in. Zuo. You quickly recognized that this was Shi Nianqing. Shi Nianqing walked in with a white shirt, coldly looking at that emperor of film and said, You are lying. Shi Nianqing explained that he couldn't reach Zuo Yu by phone, so he had to come here to find her. He completely ignored the people behind him. Zuo. You couldn't believe Shi Nianqing's sudden appearance here. Shi Nianqing walked up to Han Licheng and analyzed. The outside of your right wrist is injured, and your elbow is dislocated. It looks like it was caused by her legitimate self-defense. He angrily cursed. Who are you to stand here talking nonsense? Zuo. You stepped forward to shield Ji Nianqing. Watch your language, he's my boyfriend. Han Yingdi, film emperor Han, was furious. What did you say? He's your boyfriend. Zuo. You mockingly provoked him. What's wrong? Are you having trouble understanding human language? Shi Nianqing stepped forward, looked at him and said, As a doctor, I suggest you go to the hospital for a comprehensive examination as soon as possible. Although you, Han, harassed her first, but my girlfriend acted a little too heavy-handed, so we'll cover the hospital fees. As he spoke, he turned to look at Zuo Yu with affection. Her face flushed red, not expecting him to say that, and to cooperate with her so well. He then took her hand, as if they were really in love. Shi Nianqing looked at her tenderly. Let's go. He didn't forget to remind the Han Emperor. Also, I hope you, Han, will have some self-respect and not harass her in the future. Han Licheng was now facing the doubtful and accusatory gazes of the people there, and he wanted to defend himself but couldn't. At night, sparse lights dotted the street. The scene was truly serene. Shi Nianqing held her hand and led her all the way outside, still not letting go. Zuo. You shyly blushed and looked down. Their hands held tightly, looking very affectionate. Both of them wanted to say something at the same time in this situation. Zuo, you let him speak first. Shi Nianqing apologized to her awkwardly, and she also shyly turned her head away. I should be the one apologizing here. I'm so lucky to have you today, Shi Nianqing. I don't even know how to thank you. Shi Nianqing regarded it as a casual act of help. Zuo. You nervously put her hands behind her and rubbed them together. I accidentally said you were my boyfriend. I hope you don't mind. I only said that because I was afraid that scoundrel would come and bother me. Shi Nianqing replied coldly. I know. He suddenly remembered the main thing and took out the USB to return it to her. Zuo. You wondered why he knew she was at the film convention. Surely he wouldn't have come all this way just for the USB. Shi Nianqing explained that there was a medical conference in Shen City, so he came to participate and brought it along the way, and contacted Zuo Yu's assistant on the way. Then he mentioned her 70-year-old baby, causing Zuo Yu to freeze on the spot. Not wanting to be misunderstood, she explained, No, doctor. Ji is mistaken. That 70-year-old man is actually... Before she could finish, Shi Nianqing interrupted her. It's okay, those are your private matters, you don't need to explain them to me, Zuo. You also knew that Shi Nianqing wasn't like those other people who would listen to what others said. Suddenly, her phone notification rang. Shi Nianqing thought she was busy and wanted to leave first. If you have something to do, I won't bother you any longer. Zuo. You explained, No, just now my assistant sent a message saying the car broke down and had to be repaired, telling me to figure out my own transportation. But in reality, the content of the message was the opposite. She wanted to go home on her own and told the assistant to leave first. Zuo. You suggested taking a walk with him for a while. It was rare for them to meet in this city, and she wanted to go to the beach for some fresh air. Shi Nianqing turned to her with a cold, stern look and said, The wind blowing at night isn't sea breeze, it's land breeze. Zuo, Yu was speechless. Did you have to be so blunt? You're about to cut the red string of fate from the matchmaker god? At that beach, Waves crashed against the shore in small bursts, creating white foam. She started asking him about his life. Doctor, you're so handsome at your age, you must have gotten married early, right? Shi Nianqing replied, I'm not married yet. It's too early for me to think about these things. Zuo. You asked, a little gleeful. You haven't had a girlfriend in so many years. Shi Nianqing also replied honestly. I had someone before, my family arranged a blind date, but I was too busy, so I'm still single now. Doctors are indeed very busy, sometimes. No matter where you are, you have to rush back as soon as you get a call, Zuo. You said while kicking pebbles on the beach. She remembered that their hospital had previously trended on social media for saving a driver who had been hit by a metal pipe, thanks to Shi Nianqing's hospital. The sea breeze blew, causing Shi Nianqing's hair to fly in the wind, revealing the clear beauty of his face. Zuo. You felt that the situation must have been critical, and she didn't know which doctor had saved the entire family. In response to her words, Shi Nianqing could only say, This is what we should do. Everyone does their best. Zuo. You playfully pointed at him and said, Look at what you're saying. It's as if you performed the surgery yourself. Surely, the biggest credit goes to the main surgeon. Shi Nianqing was speechless with her as well. He just gave a gentle, simple smile. This smile made a certain girl unsteady, a Zuo. You, who was always serious, was so handsome when he smiled. Speaking of which, she was also on the front page that day. She quickly explained to him that it was a false rumor, and he shouldn't believe it. Shi Nianqing didn't read news online. If it's fake, then there's no need to explain, and no need to care about what others think. Indeed, she didn't care what others thought. But she did care what Shi Nianqing thought. Zuo. You started acting pitiful to see if he would feel sorry for her. I shouldn't have told you these things. The entertainment industry is too deep. I was bullied today. Shi Nianqing looked at her like this and handed her some tissues to wipe away her tears. Zuo Yu's acting skills exploded. Zuo Yu, a reincarnation of Lin Daiyu, walking the path of a green tea, leaving no path for other green teas to walk. While she was sobbing, there was a sound. Clang! Get out of the way! A second later, Zuo Yu fell to the ground. When she opened her eyes to see what had happened, she found herself lip to lip with Shi Nianqing. She quickly stood up, not expecting that the two of them had kissed. Two people on a bicycle from earlier commented, Just dodging a bicycle, did they have to make such a show of it? Are they filming an idol drama or something? Zuo Yu quickly stood up, her whole body stiff. Shi Nianqing also apologized to her. Instinctively, Zuo Yu stepped back, feeling embarrassed. Then, she turned and ran away like her life depended on it, at the speed of light. Shi Nianqing worried, wondering if she might be crying. Suddenly, he heard the sound of a camera shutter from a certain direction. Shi Nianqing quickly and keenly realized that there was a camera taking pictures of him from a distance. After running back to her private villa as fast as she could, Zuo Yu jumped onto the bed, grabbed the blanket, and then covered herself with it. She thought back to the moment just now with her and Shi Nianqing. Then, she touched her lips with her hand, and imagined again how they had kissed. Remembering back to high school, the unattainable god, Shi Nianqing, the star student Shi Nianqing who won big awards every day, always loved by everyone, her old crush. Just now, they had actually kissed. Zuo Yu lay on the bed, imagining and remembering that moment, then suddenly screamed, Emma, it was a real kiss. This isn't a dream. Zuo Yu's face turned as red as a ripe tomato. She thought, and laughed to herself. Ha, sorry, Shi Nianqing. A cold and proud flower like you has been kissed by me. Zuo Yu opened her phone to see if she should send him a friend request. Looking at his profile picture, she didn't dare to proactively send a friend request, deciding to wait a little longer. Early the next morning, birds chirped outside the villa. Zuo Yun's phone, placed opposite her on the treadmill, was receiving a call. Today, she woke up early and spent time running on the treadmill, keeping her body in shape. Zuo Yu looked at her phone and saw that the caller was her grandfather. Without hesitation, she tapped the answer button. Her grandfather, dressed in aristocratic attire with a cigar in hand, asked his darling granddaughter, You've been trending on hot searches a lot lately, haven't you? What's going on? Is someone bullying you? Zuo Yu didn't understand why her grandfather was dressed so lavishly. It didn't seem like him at all. It inevitably made people wonder if he was some entertainment industry sugar daddy backing her. Zuo Yu honestly replied to her grandfather, It's not that bad, it's just that a married man keeps trying to create scandals with me. She wiped the sweat from her face and asked her grandfather, who had extensive connections, that she'd heard the film Emperor Han had done many unethical things. She wanted her grandfather to leak his secrets, She didn't want to see him anymore. Originally, her family didn't agree with her working in the entertainment industry, and now that she was being harassed, she thought she shouldn't tell him about Han Li Cheng. Her grandfather suspiciously asked, "Just this matter, are you not suffering any other grievances?" The precious granddaughter confidently flexed her muscles and said to her grandfather, "Of course, I know martial arts. Only someone who doesn't want to live would dare to lay a hand on me." Her grandfather didn't ask any further after hearing this. Such a small matter could be resolved with just a word from him. Her grandfather even hoped that next time, the little one would increase the difficulty a bit. Incidentally, her grandfather also mentioned that she was not young anymore, and when would she find a boyfriend? Couldn't she find someone suitable nearby? Hearing this, Zuo Yu suddenly paused. She immediately thought of Xin Yanqing when her grandfather mentioned a suitable person. She didn't understand why Xin Yanqing's image kept flooding her mind. Catching this embarrassed look, her grandfather interrogated further. "What are you thinking about? Don't tell me you have a crush on someone, Zuo. You immediately denied it." "Of course not. Besides, even if I did, that person might not like me. How dare someone not reciprocate the feelings of my precious granddaughter? If you really like him, even if I have to tie him up, I'll tie him up for you, Zuo." Yu gently replied to her grandfather, "I'm not a bandit leader, kidnapping a husband to be a partial husband. This matter depends on the feelings between both sides." Her grandfather began to change his tone. "Aya, you really do have a crush. What kind of person is he? Where does he live? How many people are in his family? How old is he?" Zuo You couldn't believe that her grandfather was asking her a series of questions, starting with question words like he was investigating the population registration, but she herself was also wanting to know the answers that her grandfather was asking. Afterwards, Zuo Yu used the excuse of being busy and hung up first. Immediately afterwards, there was a text message from her grandfather. She knew that he wouldn't let her off so easily. Her grandfather reminded her not to say any unnecessary words and asked her to send him a photo to see if he was worthy of his precious granddaughter. Zuo Yu sent Xin Yanqing's photo for him to see. Seeing the doctor's uniform, her grandfather was very satisfied and believed that Xin Yanqing must not be bad, wanting his granddaughter to definitely pursue him. He even sent some stickers too. She didn't know which young girlfriend taught him that. She was truly speechless. Zuo Yu thought, in the direction her grandfather was saying, about pursuing Xin Yanqing, although meeting again made her heart beat faster because of him. But if they wanted to be in love, she really never dared to think about it. Should she try further or not? While she was jogging, her little assistant ran over in a panic. "Ms. Zuo, someone is causing trouble online again." The title of a post by an account named Entertainment X Hot, the relationship between Zuo Yu and film emperor Han has been confirmed, accompanied by a photo of a man kissing a woman taken through a blurry glass. Zuo Yu smiled faintly after seeing the post. Where did this monster come from that's so itchy for a beating? She immediately commented below, "What if it's not me? What price can you bear?" The account affirmed, "She definitely spent the night with him in the capital. If it's not her, I'll livestream myself eating a chair." Zuo Yu exuded murderous intent. She had been waiting for this person to say this for a long time. The assistant standing beside her thought to herself, when Miss Zuo becomes ruthless, it's really a bit scary. Zuo Yu shared the post and the account's statement on her personal page with the caption, "You all have seen this person's statement. I hope you definitely fulfill your promise." The doorbell rang. Ding dong, ding dong. The assistant ran out to get a drink for her. Zuo Yu was sitting on the sofa, scrolling through her phone. She had to admit, her grandfather's efficiency was incredibly fast. This Han guy's scandal is quite something, Zuo Yu thought, sipping her drink and reading the news. The assistant checked her phone and showed it to Zuo Yu. "Why is this Han fellow dragging you into this again?" He posted something like, "I'm sorry to my wife, I'm sorry to my fans. I admit that Zuo Yu and I met at the hotel that day. She took the initiative to come to my room and knock on the door. After entering, she wanted to take things further, but I ultimately held my ground. Due to personal issues, I have occupied public resources. I apologize to everyone here." After reading it, Zuo Yu thought this guy must be crazy to expose himself like that. The assistant frantically started dialing the manager, Lin, wanting to contact her immediately. Just then, her manager, Sister Lin, appeared. "No need, I saw it on my way here. Is that movie star crazy? How dare he post something like this? I'll contact his manager now." Sister Lin berated the movie star's manager. "What's with your article? Are you trying to drag my artist down with you, Zuo? You had cameras and witnesses at the hotel that day. You're smearing her without thinking. Did you not consider the consequences? Could it be that Zuo Yu rejected him that day, so he became enraged and wanted to deal with her? But this approach doesn't make sense. Could he be trying to cover up something else?" The assistant thought, it's possible he's trying to cover up something else. like doing something unethical, Zuo. You suggested she could think even more boldly. Manager Lin hung up and turned to Zuo Yu, saying, could it be that he's also, do you have evidence? We can't just spread rumors about this. Zuo Yu winked at the manager. I have my ways. She believed that the truth in this world was unique. Sister Lin crossed her arms and looked at her. What can a third-tier actress like you possibly do? If this continues, your endorsement deals and unfilmed scripts will be cancelled. Her heart ached, being looked down upon by her own people. In that case, she would firmly prove her strength to Sister Lin. At night in the bustling city of Shen, the lights from the tall buildings were always brightly lit, along with billboards. Zuo Yu also had a domestic perfume brand advertisement on a large billboard there. Her billboard was placed right in the center of the intersection, attracting everyone's attention. In a hospital vehicle, the deputy director saw it and said, these celebrities are really open nowadays. The doctor next to him added, that's right, I heard she seduced some movie star at a hotel a few days ago. Now that she's been exposed and scolded, it serves her right. Xin Yanqing, sitting in the front seat, turned around and asked, who? The other replied, that's her, someone named Zuo Yu. He looked at her billboard, then told her colleagues, you shouldn't make vague judgments about others if you don't know the whole story. That doctor teased, oh my, what's wrong with Dr. Shi today? She's actually speaking up for her. Don't tell me you're a fan of hers. The deputy director also chimed in my opinion, Dr. Shi is still too naive. How about we make a bet? If this is true, you'll treat Mi Chi Lin and me to a meal. They heard that there's a very delicious restaurant in Xianhai. Zuo Yu pondered silently, only turning to look at that billboard. Zuo Yu is so brave, directly knocking down the person harassing her. Not only that, but also very decisive. She is a very responsible person. That's the real her, the her he witnessed with his own eyes. At Zuo Yu's villa, Sister Lin is dealing with some parties, while Zuo Yu is talking to her grandfather. Afterwards, she posted an article on her page. Sister Lin ran over to reprimand her. Didn't I tell you not to touch your phone? Sister Lin asked the assistant to contact the hotel to see if they could find any video evidence. Sister Lin asked what Zuo Yu had posted. Turning around, she saw that Zuo Yu had already fallen asleep. The post she made was short and concise. Hell is empty, and all the devils are here. The next morning, at her villa, half asleep, Sister Lin, haggard with dark circles under her eyes, ran over and pulled her up. Zuo Yu, stop sleeping. Quickly check the news. Something happened. Zuo Yu begged to be spared. What on earth happened now? Sister Lin excitedly hugged her, overjoyed beyond words. This is truly earth-shattering. I really didn't expect it. You really have a big destiny, Zuo. You patted Sister Lin's head to comfort her. I told you that you didn't need to worry. Heaven couldn't continue to watch his actions. Of course someone would take care of him. According to the report from Chaoyang City, a certain popular actor and a musician committed illegal acts at a hotel in Jingdu at 9 p.m. on November 10th, calling many female servers and gathering to use illegal substances. They have now been detained. On that day, the female celebrity surnamed Zuo was also in that hotel because she was seriously related to Han Lixing's circumstances. The police detained her for investigation. After investigation, it was found that the photos on the internet were all manipulated with AL face-swapping technology, which was false information. The comments below were also very lively. Oh my god, I was blinded by this information in the middle of the night. It's so shocking that the actor Han is such a disgusting person. This time, their Zuo Yu dodged a bullet. Whoever cursed and scolded her yesterday, quickly go apologize to Zuo Yu. Now information is exploding all over the internet. Zuo Yu's post on her personal page has attracted countless traffic. Some people raise their keyboards and think they are supreme, but they are just parrots in life. A lawyer's letter has been sent, waiting to watch your live stream. The entertainment industry is finished, Han Lixing is finished, and information about him using illegal substances is constantly spreading on the internet. At the same time, there's also an article from a major reporter in the future, featuring a stunningly handsome doctor at a doctor's gathering. At the doctor's meeting, Shi Nianqing also participated as a speaker on his award-winning research. Reporters reported on Shi Nianqing, a young and promising talent who was not only talented, but also very handsome. Sister Lin was also watching this news on her phone. This doctor is too handsome. No wonder he made it to the hot search. He is no less attractive than those in the entertainment industry. The assistant also chimed in with praise. Wow, so handsome. Sister Lin also noticed that this doctor looked a bit familiar. Zuo Yu peeked in and quickly recognized him. This is Shi Nianqing, she explained to the two of them. Last time when I went to the capital for a medical examination, he was the one who examined me. Sister Lin asked suspiciously. What? The doctor who examined you was him. The assistant also blushed with curiosity. Boss, please explain more clearly, Zuo. You truthfully replied. Why are you blushing? Yes, he was the one who examined me. I don't know why that day, a surgeon like him was examining patients in the breast clinic. The assistant found this situation very exciting. Zuo. You threw a sofa pillow at her and scolded. Can you stop it? This was a legitimate examination. What's wrong with your brain? Is it broken? The assistant still tried to defend herself. It's clearly like a plot in the romance novels that everyone reads. Sister Lin said something that turned her to stone. Okay, stop scolding Xiao Yu. Who was it that was looking for me late at night wanting to send me the video link? Wasn't it Zuo Yu who said before that Xin Yanqing was her fan? Sister Lin was curious if he liked her or not. Zuo. You replied awkwardly, I'm so beautiful, who wouldn't like me? We went to the same high school, so we were more or less close to each other. In her heart she was cursing. Damn it was just a boast at first, but now it's getting complicated. Now, more and more people are seeing Shi Nianqing. He is so radiant that nothing can hide him. Sister Lin remembered the main thing. The script she talked about yesterday, this time she reduced her salary by half in order to have her name on it. Han Li Cheng's matter has been resolved satisfactorily. Otherwise the game would have continued. Sister Lin was rummaging through her phone, wanting to show her something. Holding up her phone, Sister Lin explained to her. I finally remembered. Besides in the capital, I also met Shi Nianqing here. The photo on the phone was of the doctor operating on a patient who had been seriously injured in an accident the last time. Although the photo was a bit blurry, Sister Lin's keen eyes wouldn't mistake him, Zuo. You quickly realized that the main surgeon in the news Sister Lin showed her was Shi Nianqing. No wonder that day by the beach, when she talked nonsense, he smiled. She was no different than performing a big, black dragon dance in front of the real deal, yet he just smiled gently and didn't explain anything. Sister Lin suggested that if Shi Nianqing liked Zuo Yu and was also a doctor, they could send her to experience the role of the character. Experiencing a role with Shi Nianqing. Since our meeting before, there's been no contact, not a single message from Shi Nianqing. He's probably still in Shenzhen right now. After discussing the main issues, the assistant and manager Lin left for the company. A WeChat notification popped with a moting. Zuo. Yu opened it and was surprised to see a friend request from Shi Nianqing. Needless to say, she was beaming. A maiden blossoming like spring flowers. After becoming friends, Shi Nianqing even took the initiative to text, I'm very sorry about what happened that day. She lay down on the chair, pondering what he was referring to. Probably that accidental kiss. Zuo. You quickly typed out a long message, ready to send, but then she humbly shortened it, only replying, I'm okay. Shi Nianqing was a little bewildered when he received the message because she clearly didn't seem happy that day. Why would she say she's okay? And she was worried whether he realized that she wasn't just okay, but actually very excited and delighted by that kiss. The two exchanged polite messages, and Zuo Yu sent the article where Shi Nianqing was on the front page to praise him. She thought men probably liked being praised, so she did it, but he replied very modestly, truly, Shi Nianqing is different from those fame-seeking people. Zuo. You suggested that she would directly contact someone she knew to reduce the brightness of the article. Shi Nianqing also replied politely, thanking her for her trouble. How am I supposed to continue the conversation when he uses a period like that? Wouldn't a question mark be better, Zuo? You sprawled on the bed, looking dejected. Suddenly, Shi Nianqing proactively sent a picture of some medicine. Zuo. You leaned closer to read it. This medicine is for people who fall, get bruises, or have injuries from bumps causing blood clots. Could it be that he's concerned about her butt? In the bustling city of Shenzhen on a bright morning, Zuo Yu's billboard still dominated the most eye-catching spot. At the store, assistant Zhao Yu was arguing, Please, I received a message telling me to come here to pick up the bag, and now 2 other people show up trying to snatch it away. What's going on? The staff replied. We sincerely apologize. This is our store's oversight. Our staff has already contacted our customer. The staff insisted. Ms. Han here reserved this bag beforehand. Xiao Yu retorted angrily. You're talking nonsense. When you were assisting me, you didn't say anything like that. My boss is arriving soon too. A familiar voice echoed from outside the store. Well, I was wondering who had such discerning taste. Zuo. You slowly walked in and continued, so it's President Liu and Miss Han. President Liu quickly recognized Zuo Yu, his celebrity ex-girlfriend. Seeing Zuo Yu appear, that Miss Han toned down her voice. So it's you, Zuo Yu. I also like this bag very much, but if you like it, I'll let you have it. This Han Chu, I used to treat her like a younger sister. Even introduced her to my ex, Lucy Chang. Back then, she even flattered me. So this is Zuo Yu's boyfriend, I heard. He's the director of Hua Sheng. So capable indeed, I admire you so much for having such a doting boyfriend. The result was that she secretly had an affair with Lucy Cheng and deliberately answered his phone calls to provoke me. Lucy Cheng is also the worst. He acted like his little secret was flawless and pretended to act in a drama with me. After that, I played the disappearing act, making him search for me in a panic, but I wouldn't let him near me anymore. Since then, Zuo Yu hasn't contacted these two people anymore, but to run into them here today is truly unlucky. Zuo. You stepped forward and responded to Han Chu. Indeed, this bag isn't bad, but I was planning to give it to an elder. If I were to carry it myself, I feel this color is a bit too old, she said, laughing with a mocking expression. Han Chu's face darkened. Wasn't that the same as calling her old? Zuo. You continued to say to the staff, these kinds of bags are just like men, there are plenty of them. If you like it, I'll let you have it, Miss Han. Take this bag and quickly wrap it up. Lucy Cheng said angrily. Are you implying that I am an object? Zuo? You, not one to be trifled with, retorted with a sentence that angered both of them. Should I have said directly that President Luo isn't anything good? Han Chu feigned being aggrieved and blamed her. Zuo Yu, how can you say such things about Xian Cheng? It's so impolite. She crossed her arms and asked her, oh really? So when you were secretly sleeping with him behind his girlfriend's back, that was polite? This statement left her speechless. Lu Zong stood up for her and scolded. What are you saying? Han Chu wouldn't do such a thing. Han Chu put on a hypocritical face and explained. Clearly, you and Xian Cheng broke up first, and we only got together after that. How can you slander me like this? Zuo. You opened her phone and said, let me search. Maybe I can help you to recall some old memories. Han Chu continued to act like she was innocent. Enough with the pretense. She doesn't need the worn-out shoes that she threw away. If Han Chu wants them, she can keep them, but don't let them cross her path again. Lucy Cheng got angry. Zuo Yu, make yourself clear. Who are you calling worn-out shoes? Han Chu stopped him. Si Cheng, go get the car. She just has some misunderstandings with me. Let me explain it to her myself. Lucy Cheng was angry, but still left Zuo. You didn't forget to mock them a few more times. Now that Han Chu was alone with her to talk, she revealed her true colors. Han Chu warned, don't get too smug. You're just good with your words. I don't even want a bag like that. Director Shu's movie is casting for the lead role. Si Cheng loves me, and told the director to give me the female lead. Hearing this, Zuo Yu understood it was her. She wants to steal her female lead role. Does she even have the qualifications? After leaving the store, Zuo Yu drove to Sister Lin's place to go meet Director Shu. She told Sister Lin to go inside first and wait for her. Sister Lin was worried and kept repeating, you have to perform well for me when you meet the director later. However, her mind was filled with Xin Yanqing's image. The medical press conference probably ended, and she didn't know if Xin Yanqing had left Shen City. Zuo. You looked at the airplanes in the blue sky and felt sad. She even said she wanted to win him over. She can only wait for the next opportunity. Zuo Yu was driving and noticed something strange happening on the crowded street. A pregnant woman was walking on the street and seemed to be having difficulty taking each step. She observed and realized the situation. The pregnant woman looked around in panic. Zuo Yu sensed that she wasn't doing too well. From the other end of the line, Sister Lin was urging her, Zuo Yu, how much longer until you arrive? The director is already here. Zuo. You gripped the steering wheel tightly, as if hesitating about something. Then, she made a decision and said to Sister Lin, something urgent came up. Saving someone is much more important right now. A look of determination was clear on her face. Zuo, you abruptly stopped the car in the middle of the road. She got out of the car, ignoring Sister Lin's shouts. She walked to the pregnant woman and helped her up. Are you okay? Do you need me to take you to the hospital? The woman was in pain. No, it's too late. I feel like I'm about to give birth. Zuo. You quickly called the hospital. Hello, is this the hospital? There's a pregnant woman here who's suddenly going into labor on the street. Then she told them the address and asked the hospital for temporary first aid instructions. Then Zuo. You called out to everyone on the street. Her situation is extremely dangerous right now. If anyone has a coat, please take it off and help her find a place to lie down. Many people volunteered to help. The pregnant woman cried out in pain. Save me, I'm so scared, Zuo. You tried to encourage her. Don't be afraid, the doctor will be here soon. Both you and your baby will be fine. Please try to hang in there. Zuo. You told her to try to take deep breaths, and used her hand to wipe the sweat from her face. The pregnant woman screamed in pain. I'm not feeling well. Because of the pain, she grabbed Zuo Yun's hand and squeezed it tightly. The ambulance still hasn't arrived. If this continues, her situation won't be good. Suddenly, a voice rang out from behind. Everyone, please step back a little. I'm a doctor. Quickly, everyone scattered to make way for the doctor to go to the pregnant woman. The doctor asked everyone to hold her still and not let her move. Then, while rolling up his sleeves, he gave further instructions to those around him. The rest of you, hold up your coats and surround her, leaving a large space. There must be enough air for her to breathe. The doctor sat down next to the pregnant woman and said kindly, "It's okay, I'm a doctor. You can hold my hand tightly." Zuo? You immediately recognized him? It was Xin Yanqing. Didn't he leave Shen City? At this moment, his appearance suddenly brought a sense of reassurance because he was Xin Yanqing. Zuo. You asked worriedly, "How is it? Can she give birth now?" Xin Yanqing, his face full of sweat, answered seriously, "Yes, but the position of the fetus isn't good, so I'll adjust it a little." I don't know how much time had passed. The sun on the street grew harsher, and the situation became increasingly tense. Xin Yanqing's face was flushed with sweat. He turned to Zuo Yu and instructed, "Next, you help me. The baby is about to be born, so help me deliver her." Zuo Yu was bewildered by this entrustment from him. Xin Yanqing looked directly into her eyes and reassured her, "Trust me, I will be by your side to guide you." Receiving this entrustment and his trusting gaze, how could she not be determined to do it well? People on the street cheered for the pregnant woman. "Hang in there! Hang in there!" A moment later, the baby's cries erupted, causing everyone to breathe a sigh of relief and joy. It was a baby girl. At this time, the hospital finally sent an ambulance. The two of them handed over the pregnant woman and the baby to the ambulance. Zuo. You never expected that she and Xin Yanqing would welcome a new life together. She sat listlessly on a corner of a stone bench nearby. Her eyes constantly looked at her hands, truly unable to believe that it had succeeded. She was so moved that she couldn't control her emotions, and tears fell without her knowing. Suddenly, a warm hand touched her cheek, gently wiping away the tears. Zuo Yu was startled and looked up to see who it was. It turned out to be our doctor, Shi Nianqing. He encouraged her. "You did very well." This romantic scene made Zuo Yun's heart beat faster than normal. Zuo. You felt fortunate that everything went so smoothly thanks to Xin Yanqing. Everyone was spreading the word that the doctor was the one who saved the person. People were all praising Zuo Yu, even asking which hospital he worked at, saying they would definitely go there if they got sick, because he was not only skilled but also handsome. Xin Yanqing felt shy at such direct praise. Xin Yanqing told everyone that it wasn't his achievement alone, then turned to look at Zuo. The people around also felt that Zuo Yu looked familiar, like some actress, and quickly recognized her as the famous superstar. Zuo. You said modestly, No, it's nothing, it's all thanks to everyone's help." She felt very strange now, probably because she had been scolded by netizens too much, so she couldn't adapt to being praised now. Zuo. You turned and whispered to Xin Yanqing, "Let's go quickly, more and more people are coming." Then she directly grabbed his hand and pulled him away. She hurriedly ran, pulling Xin Yanqing away from the crowd's encirclement. After stopping a while later, she asked why Dr. Shi was still here. Xin Yanqing explained that his flight back was today, and he happened to pass by here on the way to the airport. Zuo, you asked regretfully, "You have to leave today." It was like she was possessed by some kind of magic. She actually took the initiative to brush his hair and wipe the sweat for him. Xin Yanqing's handsome face remained expressionless. Zuo. You quickly retracted her hand, Dr. Shi. You've worked hard and you're all sweaty. In her heart, she was struggling. She had to do something because he was about to leave. Zuo. You imagined herself taking the initiative to pull him closer, then taking the initiative to kiss him. But she couldn't do that. She would be seen as a hooligan. Xin Yanqing saw her embarrassed expression and spoke first. You've also worked hard. Go back quickly. Your face is getting red from the sun. Zuo. You covered her tomato-red cheeks, shyly turned away, wanting to find a sewer to hide in out of embarrassment. Xin Yanqing still looked at her gently with a tender gaze. Suddenly, Zuo Yu's phone rang. She excused herself to Xin Yanqing to answer the phone. A life-saving call from this awkward situation. As soon as she picked up, she heard Sister Lin's angry voice. "Hello, what? Hello, are you kidding me? The director has already started everything. What are you doing and where are you, Zuo?" You told her manager that she would be there soon. Zuo. You turned to say goodbye, Xin Yanqing. I'm leaving first. Have a safe trip. Then she ran forward quickly, not daring to turn her head back. Xin Yanqing watched her disappearing back and said, "You were so bold just now, but now you're scared." At the audition venue, Han Chu was sitting and talking with Director Shu. At the moment the director was about to decide to finalize her as the female lead. Zuo. You opened the door and walked in. Director Shu, please wait a moment. Han Chu saw her appear and said obsequiously, "Sister Zuo, did you oversleep? Look how rushed you are. Quickly sit down and rest for a bit." Zuo. You nervously clasped her hands together as she entered. That bitch has such a foul mouth, deliberately making people think that she overslept and didn't take this audition seriously at all. She explained to the director, "I'm so sorry, I'm late because something happened on the way." Director Fang interrupted her, not allowing her to explain. Forget the reasons, she knows that Director Xu values the artist's time the most. We won't cooperate with someone who doesn't have professional qualities. Zhuo Yu was anxious to explain, but before she could say half a sentence, the director stood up and interrupted her. If the role has been decided, then this matter is over. They will choose someone who respects them more. Her eyes drooped, not knowing what to say. Han Chu smugly advised her. Sister Zhuo, you quickly apologized to Director Xu. It's not like you wanted something to happen on the way. It would have been better if you had just left home a little earlier. Zhuo. You glared at her with a sharp, intimidating gaze. Han Chu knew she should shut her mouth from here on out. Zhuo. You politely said to Director Xu, I'm extremely sorry that I'm late and wasted everyone's time, but I'm not putting on an act. Something really happened on the way here. If today were to happen again, I would still choose the same departure time, not a minute earlier and not a minute later. After leaving the audition, Zhuo Yu sat in her manager's car heading home. Sister Lin asked her to explain. Zhuo. You gently explained. It's nothing. On the way, I encountered a woman about to give birth, so I was late. Sister Lin thought that she was doing a good deed. Moreover, this movie is related to medicine. If Zhuo Yu had explained everything to Director Xu, how could the audition be ruined? If explaining was effective, then she wouldn't be covered in mouths. Speaking of which, I don't know where this movie is being filmed. The manager replied that it was being filmed in Jingdu. Zhuo. You paused, looking as dazed as a fawn. Jingdu. And it's a medical drama. Then it's possible it'll be filmed at Xinyanxing's hospital. Wouldn't that mean there would be more opportunities to meet and interact? But the audition is already ruined, so there are no more opportunities. Zhuo. You asked the driver to change the route so she could visit someone at the hospital. She arrived at the new mother's hospital and knocked on the door. A young man opened the door for her, wondering who she was. Zhuo Yu, holding a bouquet of fresh flowers, smiled broadly and introduced herself. Hello, I'm Zhuo Yu. Did your family have a new little princess born today? The man quickly recognized her. Zhuo. Was it you who saved my wife and daughter, Zhuo? Yu humbly handed him the bouquet and said, I'm just glad a professional doctor was there at the time, which helped the baby arrive safely. How is your wife? Is she doing all right? The young man turned back into the hospital room and introduced her. Mom, Dad, this is the person who saved our Yuan. She's the one who delivered Yuan. Manager Lin found her very familiar. As if she had seen her in an article somewhere, the young man's father rushed over to shake her hand. Thank you so much. You are truly a kind and good-hearted person. Which unit are you with? I must make sure your leaders recognize you for this. Yuan, holding her baby on the bed, told her father, That's the big star Zhuo Yu. Don't you recognize her, Dad? No wonder she looks so familiar. It turns out she's a big star. That's why she's so beautiful. Yuan suggested that Zhuo Yu adopt her baby, saying that the two of them had a strong connection. Zhuo Yu froze at this suggestion and looked towards the baby's parents. Yuan also said that this matter would depend on Zhuo Yu's wishes. Zhuo Yu walked closer to the baby to get a good look. The baby grabbed her hand and put it in its mouth, looking very adorable. Its mother wasn't wrong. She truly had a connection with this baby. So, from today onwards, this baby would be Zhuo Yu's adopted daughter. Yuan's parents were overjoyed. What a delightful coincidence. It's as if we've also gained another adopted daughter. The more Manager Lin looked, the more she found Yuan's father familiar, wondering about his identity. Thinking this, she took out her phone to search for something. Afterwards, she was startled when she saw the information online. As they left the hospital, Sister Lin told her, You've met a true benefactor. Then she showed her the phone. Yuan's father is actually the mayor of Shen City. Is this a plot from a novel? I just coincidentally went out to save someone and ended up saving the mayor's daughter. Sister Lin felt this was a case of good deeds being rewarded. She even had a premonition that Director Xu would come back to find Zhuo. The search rankings exploded with news the next day. Pregnant woman gives birth in the street. At 10:40 a.m. on November 30th, 2020, a pregnant woman walking down the street in Shen City unexpectedly went into labor, her water breaking. A female passerby rallied people to form a safety circle. With the help of a doctor and a young woman, the pregnant woman safely delivered the baby. Afterward, the medical team arrived and promptly took them to the hospital. Both mother and child are currently in good health. Pregnant woman gives birth in the street became the #1 trending topic. People commented, Zhuo, you and the doctor saved the pregnant woman and the baby? One passerby has become a fan of Zhuo Yu. Another comment, I always felt she was a bit aloof. It felt like netizens were initially too hostile towards her. Another responded, Exactly. It's because so many unscrupulous accounts like to sling mud at her. Zuo Yu was getting coffee from the coffee machine, reading the comments as she sipped. Zuo. You happily read the comments about herself. After striving in my acting career for so long, this is the first time I've seen so much praise. Suddenly, a negative comment appeared, catching her attention. The comment read, "The internet remembers everything. Has everyone forgotten that she was a homewrecker? How did that even sneak in here?" The user accused her of whitewashing and cursed her as trashy artist and trashy mistress. "No whitewashing accepted. Get lost, get lost, get lost." Zuo, you posted, "Don't say much. If you can't produce any evidence, I can hire a lawyer to sue you. That blogger who promised to livestream eating pubic hair still hasn't done it. Or, you guys can do it together for convenience." The user didn't back down and continued to smear her, saying that wasn't she the one who climbed into someone's bed? Don't play innocent, she knows clearly what she did or didn't do. Zuo Yu was as furious as an erupting volcano. This piece of trash, just you wait. She decided that if she couldn't find this bastard's address through their IP address, she wouldn't be a Zuo. While she was bickering online, her phone rang. She quickly answered the phone. "Hello, Director Shu, are you looking for me?" The director on the other end hesitated. Cough, yes, that's right, Zuo. I wanted to ask, are you still interested in the role in our movie, Zuo? You pretended to be nonchalant and asked, "But haven't you already chosen the right person?" The director explained. "It's like this. Our movie still has 2 female roles. In terms of the role, it can be seen as the female number 1, and we are looking forward to you participating in this film, and if you participate, you need to go to the designated medical hospital to study for a period of time." Zuo. You asked with interest, which designated hospital? She was worried if it's the hospital where he's working or not. The director said. It hasn't been determined specifically, but it's definitely one of the biggest hospitals in the capital, such as the capital's first People's Hospital. Upon hearing the name of the hospital, Zuo. You quickly replied, yes, I agree. I don't have any problems on my end. Heaven blessed her as she wished, so she could see Xi Nianqing every day. She had already imagined countless romantic scenarios between the two of them. At City B's People's Hospital, it was lunchtime, and everyone was rushing to the cafeteria for a meal. Xi Nianqing had also gotten his meal, and sat down at the table. His colleague, Li Huai, sitting next to him asked, "Hey, Lao Shi, haven't you noticed how strangely everyone's been looking at you today?" Xi Nianqing honestly replied, "I barely have time to examine my patients, let alone look at other people." Li Huai suspiciously asked again, "Are you really unaware, or are you pretending in front of me? What exactly is the relationship between you and the female celebrity who saved that pregnant woman together? Tell me the truth." He added, "Now netizens are suspecting that you two are romantically involved. There are so many paparazzi at the hospital today." Xi Nianqing suddenly remembered Zuo Yun's figure, causing him to pause slightly. Then he lowered his head to continue eating and said, "She and I are completely from different worlds. We're not close." Seeing Xi Nianqing's melancholy look, Li Huai enthusiastically pressed further, Why are you from different worlds? Celebrities are people too, just with a bit more money." "I don't agree with that statement. Where are you lacking as a medical doctor, Lao Shi? You need to be confident." After a few words of encouragement, he turned and walked away. "Forget it. I won't mention it again. Let's eat." Then, casually checking his phone, he revealed a surprised expression. This is the hot search keyword was female celebrity Zuo Yu embraces and kisses a man's cheek on the street. It seemed that the female celebrity's world was indeed different from theirs. Li Huai was a little disappointed for his Lao Shi. He also wanted to see what kind of god this female celebrity kissed, picking up a piece of spare rib while clicking on the post. Suddenly, Li Huai was so shocked that he coughed continuously, as if he had choked on his food, so startled that he threw away his piece of spare rib. The spare rib flew directly onto Xi Nianqing's meal tray next to him. Xi Nianqing didn't understand why a small spare rib had suddenly appeared on his meal tray. He turned to look at his colleague next to him with a puzzled expression. Li Huai, with wide eyes, held up his phone for comparison and stammered, "Why you?" Then his blood pressure soared, demanding that Zuo Yu explain herself clearly. He thought he was just pretending to be pitiful, saying that he and the female celebrity weren't from the same world, and pretending not to know her. Not knowing her, yet kissing on the street. Then if they were close, would they just jump into bed together? Li Huai angrily questioned his colleague Xi Nianqing. Li Huai pointed at the phone and said, "Dr. Xi, do you see clearly? The person in the photo is you, right? You didn't even tell me about your romantic dates. I've wasted my time considering you a brother." He stood up gloomily, carrying his meal to another spot, putting on a pitiful act. "So I trusted the wrong person." Xi Nianqing examined the picture and thought, I didn't expect to be photographed like this secretly. He reached into his pocket and took out his phone. Then he opened his messages with Zuo Yu and clicked on her profile picture. Her profile picture was a photo of her posing in a simple yet elegant black dress, standing amidst a flock of white pigeons flying freely in the sky. Xi Nianqing sighed deeply, his eyes full of unspoken thoughts. Then he typed something on his phone that no one knew. In Shen City at 3 in the afternoon, Sister Lin was also interrogating Zuo. You, explain clearly what's going on. Since when did you start dating behind our backs? Zuo Yu, bundled up and wearing a mask and sunglasses, trembled as she looked at the news on her phone. She explained to them that it was truly an accident, a bicycle almost hit her, and Xi Nianqing pulled her away and then they accidentally kissed. Zuo. You confessed that she quite liked Dr. Shi and wished the rumor was true, but unfortunately, reality wasn't as she wished. He was someone she could only admire from afar, and pursuing him would be a long and difficult road. Sister Lin suggested. You can't deny it publicly right now. Otherwise, most netizens will think you're dishonest and capricious. Xiao Yu agreed. That's right. They might even think you're bullying Dr. Shi, and don't want to take responsibility for him. But if she didn't clarify, wouldn't it severely affect Dr. Shi? Sister Lin felt it was too late, because the kiss had already happened, and now saying they had no relationship would be unbelievable. Sister Lin and Xiao Yu both thought she could go with the flow and pursue Xi Nianqing. Sister Lin meant for her to take advantage of him. Sister Lin waved her hand. It can't be put that way. Don't you also like him? It's just killing two birds with one stone. Faced with the advice of her assistant and manager, what was this about killing two birds with one stone? She did like Xi Nianqing, whether it was in high school or after their reunion, but she had never thought of exploiting that affection, of taking advantage of him. She didn't like that at all. This might have to wait. Let's get on the plane first. Zuo. You opened the car door and got out, heading to the airport. In the VIP lounge at the airport, she was reading the news. The comments scolding her included things like, he's a highly educated intellectual. Zuo Yu only has a pretty face. She's completely unworthy of this doctor. Some were happily in disbelief that these two were really a couple. Our CP has come true. Others thought they looked quite good together. But a celebrity and a regular person, the gap is a bit big. Some anonymous person spread rumors that Zuo Yu had dated more than 10 people. Even if they're really in love, she's probably just playing with him. Reading this made her furious. How could she not know that she had dated more than 10 boyfriends? A message from Xi Nianqing popped up. She thought he must have seen the search terms and was reaching out because of this. Xi Nianqing sent a message. Sorry, I've brought you trouble. Clearly, Zuo Yu was the one bringing pressure to him, but he was the one apologizing first. The airport loudspeaker announced, attention passengers with flights to the capital, flight SJ6688 is now boarding. Please bring your luggage. She quickly replied to his message so she could catch her flight. Dr. Shi, you stole my line. I'm the one who should apologize. I've caused you trouble. What should I do now? Xiao Yu, her assistant, ran over and called out, Sister Zuo, it's time to board the plane. Zuo Yu moved to the business class section of the plane and settled into her seat. The flight attendant served her tea, and Zuo Yu asked when they would take off. The flight attendant politely explained, Hello, McGee's, Zuo. We're still waiting for one passenger. They're on their way here, expected to arrive in about 5 minutes. Before she could finish speaking, that person appeared, making the flight attendant happy. He's here. We'll take off right away. Nolan, the CEO of Fashion Week, with long hair, appeared and walked closer to her seat. Zuo Yu smelled an overwhelming scent of man-slaying perfume, and with that kind of dressing style, he seemed to be someone from the fashion industry. The plane announced, Attention passengers, the doors have been closed. To avoid interfering with the notification system, please turn off your phones, power banks, wireless devices, and Bluetooth. Nolan sat down in the seat next to Zuo Yu. She observed him and felt like something bad might have happened to him. Because he was still using his phone, the flight attendant came over to remind him, Excuse me, the plane is about to take off. Please turn off your phone or switch to airplane mode. The plane finally took off. Zuo Yu drank her tea while observing the person next to her. It seemed like this person had been crying. She took the initiative to ask and comfort him. Sister, I don't know what happened to you, but things will get better. Nolan took off his glasses and gently replied to her, I'm male, thank you. She was stunned, feeling like she had fallen into a trap, not knowing what to do next. Such a beauty. But a man, Zuo Yu apologized to him in a fluster. Really sorry. You're so pretty that I thought you were a beautiful lady. He doesn't seem to be in a good mood. I probably shouldn't bother him. Nighttime in City B, the streets are bustling with traffic. Sitting in the car, Zuo Yu checked her messages, worriedly wondering why Xi Nianqing still hadn't replied. Was he busy? Sister Lin informed her. Given Kachi has invited you to be a guest, to participate in an international brand's catwalk in half a month, not forgetting to remind her, "At that time you must be the most dazzling one for me. Strive to attract the attention of some famous brands, Zuo." You replied to her manager, "Let nature take its course. There are so many famous actors in the entertainment industry, the competition is fierce, I can only say I'll try my best." Seeing her nonchalant attitude, Sister Lin scolded her a few times. "What kind of attitude is that? Do you think you deserve the investment I risked my life to get for you? I'm telling you, the top director of Mulan Fashion has come to our place recently. He wants to choose the most suitable celebrity in the hall to take a global fashion magazine cover photo. This information has already spread, and countless young women want to compete for this spot." Hearing this, she felt she had even less of a chance. Now she was just going through the motions. Sister Lin reminded her to seize the opportunity. "Zuo." You could only listen to her, saying, "Yes, I know, I'll definitely try." The two of them arrived at a hotel. Sister Lin thought they would have to stay in the capital for this period. The environment here is good. The privacy here is also very good. You can stay here with peace of mind. At night in her hotel room, Zuo Yu was sleeping soundly. Suddenly, a text message rang in the middle of the night. She struggled to grab her phone, opened her eyes, and checked who the message was from. After reading it, she happily jumped up. "He's back." Xin Yanqing replied to her message with the following content. "You being a daughter has a huge impact. People's interest in information will not exceed a week. This matter will subside quickly. You can choose to ignore it. Of course, you can also choose to clarify, but given the current situation, I advise you not to do so." He was seriously helping Zuo. You think of a solution. It's just that she's been so subtly suggestive, he probably can see through it. She wondered if sending such a message was appropriate, if she was being too aggressive and scaring him off. If it doesn't work, she won't even be able to be friends. No way. Thinking about it, she felt she should delete it. Her hand trembled and accidentally pressed send. Crap, recall, where's the recall button? How could I accidentally press send? Luckily, she quickly recalled it successfully. Zuo. You breathed a sigh of relief, comforting herself. That was close, maybe he won't see it, he's so busy anyway, how could he wait for my reply forever? But just a second later, there was a reply from Xin Yanqing. She opened it and was shocked. In the end, he still saw it. Her useless hands. Zuo. You thought that if she made up a lie now, he definitely wouldn't believe it. Darn it, she could only use stickers to divert his attention. Xin Yanqing was on duty in the office when the continuous text message tones made him wonder why she was sending so many messages. Opening it, a series of Zuo Yung's explanations appeared. Something like, "Sorry, I sent it to the wrong person. I was texting someone else. But Dr. Shi, I've discovered that having a doctor like you is truly our good fortune. Not to mention that pregnant woman. I didn't expect that the man who was pierced by the steel bar was also saved by you. You really make people admire you too much." Faced with her series of messages, he replied, "You praise me too much. This is the job of a doctor like me. It is what I should do." Zuo. You still insisted on praising him. Never mind, Dr. Shi is the best in this place of ours. Shi Yanqing said that they were the same age. No need to be so polite. When texting him, just treat him as a normal friend. Her hands moved faster than her brain, she replied. Then send a picture of your abs, for a friend like me to see. Zuo. You still insisted on praising him. Never mind, Dr. Ji is the best in this place of ours. Xin Yanqing said that they were the same age, no need to be so polite. When texting him, just treat him as a normal friend. 5 minutes had passed since she sent the message asking to see his abs, but she still hadn't received a response. Could it be that her ambition to see his abs had scared him off? Why did her message feel like a stone sinking to the bottom of the ocean, with no reply at all? Zuo? You worried, wondering where he'd gone. Why wouldn't he reply to her? Maybe he's already gone to sleep. She texted to clarify. I was just kidding, don't take it seriously, good night, doctor. Oh no, Nianqing. After that, she quickly drifted off to sleep as well. Nianqing's message arrived after she was already asleep, coldly wishing her good night. This morning, after finishing work and returning to her room, her assistant asked her if her meeting with the film producer had gone smoothly. The meal was already cooked, so Zhao Yu called her to come and eat quickly. Zuo. You saw the mutton dish on the table, it looked so delicious that she couldn't resist reaching out to grab a piece. Sister Lin stopped her hand. Sister Lin handed her a different dish and scolded her. What do you think you're doing? You have filming to do. Don't you know how much you weigh? Just eat your steak and greens? She suddenly remembered something and asked Sister Lin, Oh right, Sister Lin, on the way back, I saw a private message saying that Han Li Hong is an ED. What is ED? He's not that restless. Is it some kind of crazy disease? Seeing Sister Lin just smiling without answering, she asked again. What are you laughing at, sister? Sister Lin wanted to give her an example to make it easier to understand. Looking at the innocent face of the little one, wanting to know, Sister Lin thought it was better to drop it. She shouldn't tell her after all. Zuo. Yu went forward and begged, "Please tell me, what's wrong? How can anyone be like that?" Saying half and then stopping, Sister Lin replied, "Actually, I've already told you the answer." She didn't understand, so she should just go ask a professional instead. At the hospital, in Drive, Xi's private break room, Li Huai urged him, "Hurry up and tell me the truth. I see that female star praising you online all the time. What's really going on between you two?" Xin Yanqing didn't answer him. Li Huai continued, "Don't give me that attitude. But do you know Dr. Xiao from the plastic surgery department? I heard he's a hardcore fan of Zuo Yu, and after hearing the rumors about you two, he's been bad-mouthing you everywhere." Xin Yanqing walked to his desk, pulled out a chair, and replied, "People at a higher level than you will encourage you. People at the same level as you will praise you, and people at a lower level than you will try to ruin you. I don't necessarily have to bother with people below my level, do I?" Li Huai sighed. "Ugh, I really admire you. I came here to ask about something, not to listen to your life philosophies." Xin Yanqing refused. "Not free, I still have work to do." His phone beeped with a message notification. Xin Yanqing quickly checked his phone. His whole face turned red. Li Huai observed that his reaction was very unusual. It seemed like there was something going on. He couldn't sit still and continued to ask, "What is it? Who sent the message? Don't tell me it's Zuo Yu." Li Huai peeked over and saw that it was indeed Zuo Yu's account that was texting. He pinned him down and questioned, "I knew you two were up to something and you wouldn't admit it. You can't fool me this time." Xin Yanqing wanted to explain but was interrupted by him. "Stop, don't explain anymore. She just sent you a message," and your face immediately turned red. "She must have said something sweet to you," Li Huai naively suggested. "Otherwise, let me see what she sent you." Xin Yanqing pointed to the door and chased this busybody away. Get out of here right now." Li Huai thought Xin Yanqing was embarrassed into anger. He walked out the door and didn't forget to add, "All right, I'm going. Okay, don't get angry. Don't worry, I'll definitely keep it a secret and won't tell anyone. But if I don't tell anyone, how can I provoke Dr. Zhao from the plastic surgery department?" Xin Yanqing locked his office door. He felt that if Li Huai got involved in this matter, it would never end. This matter was just non-existent and pure fantasy anyway. He just didn't know how to reply to Zuo Yun's next message. The message read as follows. "Today, a fan told me that Emperor Han was actually an ED back then, saying that the physiological problem was beyond saving. What is ED? Is it a disease?" Xin Yanqing indulgently composed a message explaining that certain little girl received the message and blushed furiously. Right now, her heart was in a panic as she read Dr. Xi's explanation. ED is erectile dysfunction, the abbreviation for that term. In Western medicine, it's called male sexual dysfunction. To put it bluntly, it's, Seeing her strange expression, Sister Lin asked solicitously, "What's wrong? Did some negative rumor spread online again?" She jumped up and scolded, "Sister Lin, AAA, Sister Lin, why didn't you tell me what ED was earlier?" She had clearly already said not to recommend Zuo Yu to see it. Friendship over. She wanted to ignore Sister Lin for a minute. The phone rang with a message notification. Could it be more knowledge sharing? No way, she really isn't curious about what it is anymore. Luckily, it wasn't a message from Xin Yanqing, it was from the big boss. The big boss delivered information investigating the account Ching Xiao Yu, which specializes in hacking her on various websites. According to the verified information on the phone's ID, these details were found. Ching Xiao Yu is 9 years old, and in the 3rd grade at Bili Elementary School. Because the language used by this account didn't resemble the behavior of a child, the big boss also conveniently investigated the child's family issues and close friends. The result was the discovery that this child is Han Chuchu's younger brother, Han Chuchu, so she was the one playing tricks. If she didn't let her taste a bit of the consequences this time, she wouldn't be Zuo. A few days later, at a gathering with the film crew, she told her manager, Sister Lin, about this in the car on the way to the film set. Behind the hacker Ching Xiao Yu was Han Chuchu, Zuo. Yu only told Sister Lin about such a huge piece of information now, making her furious. "Zuo," Yu soothed her manager, "I only just received the information. Calm down." But Sister Lin has never heard of Han Chuchu having a younger brother. They're a whole 17 years apart. She really did a good job keeping it a secret. They arrived at a large, luxurious building. Han Chuchu would also be attending the dinner party tonight. Oh heavens, talk about bumping into an enemy on a narrow road. She also didn't understand why Lucy Cheng followed her here. But tonight was just a dinner within the film crew. It wasn't convenient for him to appear, Sister Lin worriedly asked. "Are you okay going in alone?" She opened the car door and stepped out confidently. This lady isn't afraid at all. It looks like there will be a good show to watch this time, Sister Lin reminded her. Yuzi, you must control your emotions. Don't cause a big scene. Zuo. Yu getting out of the car attracted the attention of the other two. Her role was already snatched away by Zuo Yu. Why did she come here? Could it just be a coincidence? Han Chu smiled obsequiously when she saw her. What a coincidence, Sister Zuo. You came here to eat too. I saw intimate pictures of you and your boyfriend online recently. You two are really happy. I heard your boyfriend is in the capital. Did you come to eat with him? Zuo. Yu bluntly replied, not a coincidence, Zuo. You wanted to see her expression when she saw Zuo. You walk into the film crew. Han Chu was furious seeing Lucy Chang staring intently at Zuo. She thought Zuo Yu had just appeared and already charmed someone else's boyfriend. Han Chu hugged Si Chang and said, let's quickly go inside, it's very cold outside. At the hotel's women's restroom, Zuo Yu was applying lipstick and fixing her makeup in front of the mirror. Those two lovebirds probably already went inside, pretending to be friendly with the staff. In the party, everyone was eating and drinking together. Someone raised a glass. Sister Han, we all are only able to have General Luna treat the whole film crew for a meal because of you. Han Chu also raised her glass in response. You're too polite. The door of the party suddenly opened, attracting the attention of everyone at the table, especially attracting the gazes of the director and Lucy Chang. Zuo. Yu opened the door beautifully and said, sorry, I'm late. Now is the moment to hunt the main character, the dog couple supporting characters. Better get lost quickly. Han Chu was stunned to see her appear, wondering what was going on and why she had entered this VIP room. The director spoke up. Finally, our two female leads are all here. Zuo Yu, please sit next to us. Han Chu couldn't believe that Zuo Yu was not only participating in the show, but had also landed the lead role. Zuo Yu walked over and said, thank you, director and producer Fang, for giving me this opportunity. I can learn from senior actress Nisu. Nisu, the reigning best actress of the prestigious 100 Flowers Film Awards, replied, Yuzi, you're too polite. We'll learn from each other and progress together. Come, sit next to me. Zuo. Yu quickly agreed and went to sit next to the best actress. If it weren't for her saving someone and being praised by the government, she would probably still be a victim right now. The entertainment industry is like that. When you're popular, everyone wants to be associated with you. Zuo Yun's intimate conversation with Ninsu in front of Han Chu made her furious. Trash, don't get too excited yet. It's not over until it's over. Han Chu said to her, I really didn't expect you to be here today, Zuo Yu. When I ran into you in front of the gate, I thought you were here on a date with your boyfriend. Nisu heard Zuo Yu's boyfriend being mentioned and asked curiously. Everyone there echoed, Yuzi, quickly tell us about the rumored doctor boyfriend online. Is it true? We're enthusiastically shipping you and Dr. Shi. Zuo. You acknowledged that Han Chu's move was clever, catching her off guard. Zuo. You said modestly to everyone, thank you for your concern. I think everyone should focus on work at this gathering. I'm not comfortable explaining my private matters, please understand. However, everyone's reaction didn't subside, but became even more amplified, making it impossible to explain and putting her in an awkward position. Although he's not her boyfriend yet, but Zuo, you believed that where there's a will, there's a way. Sooner or later, Zuo, you would get him into her bed. Now she could only apologize to Dr. Ji in her heart. I'm exaggerating like crazy now, Zuo. You said to everyone, you can think whatever you want. Everyone congratulated her continuously. After hearing that, Lucy Chang suggested, if your boyfriend is also in the capital, why not call him over to have dinner with us? What was that jerk Lucy Chang planning? Zuo. You tactfully handled it. I know everyone wants to meet him, but his work is very busy, Lucy Chang interrupted. It's 7:30 now. He's already off work. He raised his glass and toasted sarcastically. Don't worry so much. We're not going to eat him. It's just a simple dinner with everyone. If you let everyone meet him, I'll pay for this meal today and add some investment into the film. Producer Fang, who was in charge of the film, excitedly turned to Zuo Yu and said, Great celebrity Zuo, what are you waiting for? Quickly call your boyfriend. He's so amazing. We also want to get to know him and learn from that big shot. Zuo. You thought. Embarrassed and angry. Who do you think you are to say you want to meet him and he has to come? Besides, he's not my boyfriend yet. Nia Su, who was more understanding, helped her out. It's okay, it doesn't matter if he can't come. Doctors are usually very busy, but that bastard Lucy Chang kept pushing her to death. Everyone says doctors are very conservative. Can he only do surgeries in the hospital? Does he have no face and dare not meet people? Everyone also sensed that there seemed to be something unusual between President Luque and Zuo Yu, forcing others without any consideration. It's like they absolutely had to meet Zuo Yu's boyfriend. It felt like President Liu was jealous. At this moment, the waiter opened the door and brought in the food. Just then she accidentally saw a familiar back. Zuo Yu wasn't mistaken. The back outside was Xi Nianqing. Her eyes widened, not knowing why he was here at this time. The director also quickly recognized him and said, "Oh, Zuo, you, look, isn't that your boyfriend outside?" Everyone also stood up to look. Wow, it's really him, that genius medical doctor. I once saw him speak during an international conference. He's really handsome. That's right, I didn't expect to meet him in real life, Zuo. He's already here. Why are you making him wait outside? Quickly ask him to come in and sit. Amidst everyone's comments, Lu Sicheng also said, "What's wrong? Aren't you going to invite him in to sit for a while?" He continued to question her suspiciously. Could it be he's not your boyfriend? Zuo Yu, being cornered to this extent, clearly showed anger on her face. She stood up from her seat. Damn it, let's go then. Zuo, you wanted to see who was afraid of whom. She wasn't someone who could be easily bullied. The director proactively urged the assistant, hurry. Zhao Liang, he's about to leave, go and invite Dr. Shi to come and sit here first. Zhao Liang quickly obeyed, rushing out to invite Dr. Shi. You're dead. Someone else got to him first. Zhao Liang approached him. Dr. Shi, it's truly an honor to meet you. He introduced himself. We are a film crew. Your girlfriend is in the VIP room with us. Our director invites you in to sit for a while. Before he could say anything more, Zhao Liang, while speaking, pulled him along. Let's go in quickly. Don't keep Sister Zuo Yu waiting. You don't know how much she likes you. She's hiding you every which way, determined not to let you show your face, like she's afraid we'll bully you. So the girlfriend they were talking about was Zuo. Zhao Liang happily ran to announce to everyone, I've invited Dr. Shi. Zuo Yu and Xi Nianqing's eyes met. She shyly avoided his gaze. Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? Everyone praised endlessly after seeing Xi Nianqing appear. High IQ and good looks, truly a rare, fresh meat in the medical field. Nisu also said to her, Yuzi, your boyfriend is really handsome. Quickly tell him to come over and sit. But she didn't know how to face him. She didn't dare look him in the eye. The director stood up and proactively shook his hand. Dr. Shi, I've heard so much about you. Now you're a celebrity in everyone's eyes in our country, a real hero. Director Exu looked inside and continued. It just so happens that your girlfriend is here, so I invited you in to sit. Now Zuo Yu was numb, breathless. She used her awkward appearance to try and say to him, Honey, didn't I say I was going out to gather with everyone in the film crew? I didn't expect you to pick me up so early. In her heart, she only hoped that Dr. Shi wouldn't expose her lie. Xi Nianqing quickly understood the situation. Xi Nianqing turned to respond to the director. You flatter me too much. I'm just an ordinary person. The director didn't expect Dr. Shi to be so humble. Outstanding ability aside, he's also so polite. Then he urged him to quickly go sit next to Zuo Yu and eat something together. The director called the server. Add a chair to the table. Xi Nianqing didn't deny it and slowly walked to her place. Zuo Young's face turned red as she watched him slowly approach her. Her hands were tightly clasped together. Flustered, he gently sat down next to her, being considerate to the point of disbelief. Xi Nianqing's hand touched the glass on the table. How can even his hands be so beautiful? Xi Nianqing asked her quietly. Are you in trouble? She also hummed vaguely in response to his question. She was at least a big star, a pampered darling at home, so why couldn't she stay calm in front of him? She picked up the teapot and poured water for him, incidentally saying quietly, Sorry to bother you, Dr. Shi, I'm just forced to... Her sparkling eyes looked closely at him, begging, Help me this once, please. Xi Nianqing took the teapot from her hand and said, Be careful, Zuo. You didn't understand what this situation was. She suddenly paused. Xi Nianqing considerately took the teapot and said to her, Let me do it, be careful you'll get burned. This romantic scene attracted everyone. Everyone raised their cameras to record this moment. Zuo. Yu shyly blushed, turning away bashfully without saying anything. She didn't know what to do. It seemed that when she was in front of him, she suddenly became stupid, and couldn't even concentrate. Nisu asked her, Yuzi, how did you and your doctor boyfriend meet and fall in love? She hesitated, not knowing how to answer. When Xi Nianqing spoke up, We went to the same high school, Zuo. You suddenly remembered and agreed, Ah, yes, that's right. Incidentally, she also added words from the bottom of her heart about her admiration for him. In high school, he was the top figure in our school, not only handsome but also had a great figure, and was also the best student in the grade, captivating all the girls in our school. She spoke too quickly and uncontrollably, saying, At that time, I already liked him very much. After speaking, she realized something was wrong. Why did she actively bring this up? Seeing her silent, the crowd immediately spoke up. Why did Yuzai stop halfway? Who does she like so much? I think Yuzai back then really liked Dr. Shi, dying of laughter, so it turns out Zhao Zuo and I have something in common. We both secretly admired a certain male god since high school. The director raised his glass and said, "Student days are the simplest and brightest. I bless you too. You are both very talented young people. I hope you both cherish each other and stay together for life." Zuo, you also stood up to return the courtesy. Thank you, Director Shu. Why does she feel like this trap is getting bigger and bigger? Shi Nianqing also took the initiative to stand up with her to toast the director. Thank you. Clearly she doesn't match his Bakazi, but this feeling isn't bad. Lucy Cheng witnessed the scene of his ex-girlfriend being affectionate with her new boyfriend, and he was furious. He drank his wine and thought, how dare she? No, this definitely isn't as simple as it seems. There must be something I don't know. Zuo Yu was sitting when she saw a message notification pop up. Opening it, it was a message from Shi Nianqing. Is your trouble coming from the person sitting across from us? He's been staring at us for a long time. Why is he staring at her instead of his own girlfriend? How disgusting. Zuo Yu texted him, suggesting, how about we find an excuse and slip away first? Ji Nianqing agreed with her. I'm fine with whatever you want. Han Chuchu spoke up sarcastically. I admire that Dr. Shi can temporarily keep up with the beauty. Everyone suddenly fell silent. Han Chuchu continued to stir things up, saying dirty things to smear her. Oh my. I guess there are some things Dr. Ji doesn't know. There are many pursuers of Zuo Yu in the entertainment industry. Even her ex-boyfriend who broke up with her, after so much time has passed, still misses her and can't forget her. Nisu helped her retort. That's right. Who told our Yuzai to be so attractive? But everyone is an adult. A qualified ex should be like a dead person. It's best not to appear again. Lucy Cheng gently put down his empty wine glass and asked, compared to being entangled with an ex, I want to know why you broke up with your ex. Seeing that she didn't answer, he continued, why aren't you saying anything? Is there something you can't let others know so you don't dare to speak? Her tolerance level has dropped to 0. Is that bastard Lucy Cheng going to stop or not? She crossed her arms and replied to him. It's not that I can't let people know, but there's nothing to say. Anyway, I didn't want to hold on. If someone wants to snatch it away, they can just take it. Han Chuchu took advantage of the murky waters to deliberately slander her as a homewrecker. There are thousands of reasons for breaking up. I heard that someone used to be a mistress for some director. Everyone knew about it. Meeting such a lover who ruins customs and morals, taking the initiative to break up isn't impossible. She turned to Shi Nianqing and continued. I wonder what your current boyfriend will think when he finds out about this. Zuo. You didn't expect that she would dare to ruin and slander her in front of Shi Nianqing like this. In this situation, Shi Nianqing's hand placed on hers seemed to want to comfort her. He took the initiative to say, there are many people present today. People should speak with evidence and be responsible for what they say. Otherwise, they must bear legal responsibility. Han Chuchu wanted to slander further, but the director angrily interrupted her. Enough. Today's gathering is to let everyone understand each other better, not to have you come here to argue. Director Zhu turned to her and scolded, Han Chuchu, you don't need to sit here making veiled accusations against Zuo Yu. Director Li and I know each other and I've already asked him. Initially, he had thoughts that he shouldn't have, and his wife found out. In a fit of rage, it affected Zuo Yu, fabricating rumors. Zuo Yu is innocent. Then he turned to Dr. Shi and said, Dr. Shi is right. I believe you don't want to bear legal responsibility, do you? Needless to say, Han Chuchu's expression at that time was extremely embarrassing. Zuo Yu politely replied, thank you for Director Shu's explanation. I've spoiled everyone's fun and made everyone watch a joke. I thought that smart people would understand what these empty rumors are like, but I didn't think that everyone was smart. Before finishing, she turned to Shi Nianqing and continued, actually, I also have to discuss it with this ugly and stupid person. Am I right, my love? Her charming eyes stared straight at Shi Nianqing. Shi Nianqing only gently replied. Then he leaned in and patted her head. Whatever you say is right. Her heart seemed to jump out at his gentle gesture. Lucy Cheng couldn't bear to watch the situation any longer and stood up proactively. I have things to do, so I'll leave first. Han Chuchu called out to him. Si Cheng, don't go. Si Cheng didn't stop, leaving her flustered behind. Wait for me, she apologized. Director Zhu, I'll head out too. Please, everyone, enjoy your meal. Zuo Yu, having achieved a spectacular victory, looked triumphantly at her chasing after that scoundrel. This is the moment when the main character hunts her prey. Now that she had regained her cheerful mood after the two left, she stood up, picked up her glass, and proactively toasted everyone. I'm sorry I was careless just now and ruined the atmosphere. I'd like to propose a toast to everyone. I apologize to you all. The supporting characters, that cheating man and woman, quickly retreated, making her happily drink wine, toasting everyone in the film crew one after another. One glass after another, she wanted to drink endlessly. Xin Yanqing could tell that she was already drunk, but Zuo Yu insisted that she wasn't drunk and could still drink more. Even the director didn't understand what was wrong with this girl today. She was so excited. After the meal, everyone left. Director Xu said to Xin Yanqing, "Dr. Shi, it's getting late. Please take Zuo Yu home. I can tell that she's very happy to have you here today. Please take her home." Zuo Yung, drunk, clung to him and refused to go home, demanding to drink more. He held her in his arms and gently said, "No, you're drunk, Zuo." Yu obediently rested her face against him. Not allowing Zuo Yung to continue causing trouble, he directly lifted her into his arms. Xin Yanqing looked at her tenderly and said, "We should go home now." He didn't forget to say goodbye to everyone. "Thank you, everyone. No need to see us off. I'll take her home safely." Nisu teased them. "All right, Dr. Shi, have a good night." Holding the beauty in his arms made him feel stiff, while Zuo Yu seemed to have fallen asleep. At the hotel restaurant's car waiting area, Xin Yanqing looked once more at the girl he was holding. She had actually fallen into such a deep sleep. He gently placed her in the taxi. Then he took her phone out of her pocket, thinking that she probably had her manager's contact information in it, but he couldn't unlock it because Zuo Yu had set a password, instead of fingerprint or facial recognition, unlock. At this point, he had no choice but to take her to his place. Xin Yanqing took the opportunity to take a shower after bringing her into the room. His beautiful body was revealed after the shower. Xin Yanqing used a towel to dry his newly washed wet hair and walked out. He glanced at Zuo Yu, who was lying asleep on the bed, drunk. Her beauty made it impossible for anyone to look away. Her eyes with their long, curled lashes were closed, her cheeks flushed red from drinking too much wine. He gently approached Zuo. Then he pulled the blanket over her body, but the drunk little thing inconsiderately turned over and kicked the blanket off, revealing her shapely figure. Xin Yanqing gripped the towel tightly, his body suddenly having a strange reaction. He stood up wanting to leave, when suddenly a hand pulled at his robe. Xin Yanqing's entire body fell onto the bed with Zuo. Under the dim light of the small bedroom, Xin Yanqing's hands braced on either side of Zuo. No words can describe this scene. Beneath him lies the beautiful and alluring Zuo Yu, her flawless curves exposed, so perfect she's beyond compare. Xin Yanqing was sweating, his body growing hotter. He felt like he couldn't stay here any longer. Xin Yanqing gently stood up, preparing to leave. Suddenly, he heard his name called from Zuo Yu Nianqing. Zuo Yong's eyes were tightly closed. Suddenly, they opened. Am I dreaming? Why is Shi Nianqing here? But the figure before her now is clearly Shi Nianqing. She couldn't control herself and reached out to hug him. Shi Nianqing removed her hands gently, saying, "Zuo, you, don't make trouble." But she heard Shi Nianqing's voice. This dream is too real. The face in front of her is Shi Nianqing. So handsome, she loves him to death. If this is her dream, then can she fulfill her desires that she has had for so long? She pulled him down and kissed him. Zuo, you wanted to dominate him, to completely stain him with her scent. Just kissing isn't enough. She still wants more, wants much more. Her hands kept caressing his body. Xin Yanqing lifted his lips from her body. His eyes looked at her with a bewitching and questioning gaze, yet she didn't know anything, and continued to pull him down for another kiss. She wanted more. Xin Yanqing's hand tightened on the bedsheet. He was about to lose control as well. Their eyes met. They had never looked at each other at such close range. Zuo, you pushed his body away, then pinned him down beneath her. She sat on top of Xin Yanqing, taking the dominant position. She affirmed, "This is my dream, you can't refuse." Saying that, she lunged in to kiss him. Xin Yanqing asked her, "Zuo Yu, do you know who I am?" He thought to himself, does she even know what she's doing? Zuo Yu wasn't conscious anymore but still answered, Xin Yanqing. Her small hand slid down his body, then gently kissed his Adam's apple fiercely. Xin Yanqing pressed her onto the bed, using his hands to restrain her wrists. Then he pulled out the string of her shirt and tied her hands. Zuo Yong's hands were tied, unable to move, lying completely beneath him. Xin Yanqing sighed in relief, finally stopping beside her, catching his breath. Seeing her start to drift into a peaceful sleep, he slowly got out of bed. Then, he took off his shirt and went into the bathroom. Under the hot shower, Xin Yanqing stood there, wanting to wash away the burning heat inside him. He almost lost control. Luckily, he didn't almost lose control. The next morning, the alarm clock rang loudly throughout the room. Zuo Yu was still sound asleep, just like the night before. Out of habit, she reached to her side for her phone to turn it off, but realized it wasn't there. She suddenly sat up, not understanding where she was. She pulled back the covers to check the situation. Thank goodness, nothing happened after the drunken night. She remembered dreaming a beautiful dream with Xin Yanqing last night. The dream felt so real, magical, and she really liked it. But the scene where she embraced him in bed, kissing and touching him, felt so real, it was like it actually happened. Wait, he brought her home last night, didn't he? Zuo. You stepped onto the floor and walked outside. Seeing Shi Nianqing calmly making breakfast in the kitchen, she felt relieved. So last night was just a dream. After all, the scene with him in the dream was 18 plus. But her clothes were still neatly on. She blamed herself, hitting her head against the wall. Damn it. Last night was such a good opportunity, but I messed it up by drinking too much and not seizing the moment. She raised her phone to take a picture of Shi Nianqing cooking because she forgot to turn off the phone's volume. The shutter sound attracted Shi Nianqing's attention. Quickly reacting, she turned the phone around as if she was taking a selfie. Then she pretended, Dr. Shi, what a coincidence. I didn't expect to see you on such a beautiful morning. She tried to reassure herself, it's okay, don't panic. If I'm not embarrassed, then he'll be the one who's embarrassed. Dr. Shi turned back to continue making breakfast. Coincidence? This is my home, she awkwardly said to him. Thank you for taking me in last night, Shi Nianqing instructed her. There are 7 minutes left for breakfast. There are new toiletries in the bathroom. Breakfast, prepared by him, was set out on the table. Zuo. You sat eating a piece of bread, not forgetting to say, Dr. Shi, about last night, I'm really sorry I didn't expect to run into you at the party last night, and thank you for cooperating with me in front of so many people yesterday. After hearing these words, Shi Nianqing asked, Is there anything else? She didn't know what she had forgotten, what details she had missed. Seeing her blank expression, it seemed she had forgotten everything else that happened last night. Shi Nianqing urged her, Eat quickly, don't waste my time, Zuo. You admitted that he really cooked well. Another point in his favor. Shi Nianqing focused on finishing breakfast so he could go to the hospital. Zuo. You remembered something and asked him, Oh right, Dr. Shi, I don't have a good alcohol tolerance. My family says I go crazy when I'm drunk. Did I do anything too outrageous to you last night? Hearing her question, Dr. Shi, who was taking a bite of bread, choked and coughed. Zuo. You continued to care for him. Why are you choking for no reason? Are you okay?